Hello everyone and welcome to Wanderbot Plays Trapped Dead. Now, I say plays lightly as it's actually going to be more of a tries until I can't stand it anymore. And I'm probably going to do a number of these where I play a game until I can't handle it and then I just quit, and you get more or less my first impressions of whether or not the game is good, and if I like it I will turn it into a proper Let's Play. But for this game, I don't think I'm going to be able to handle it for very long. For starters, it's not on camera because apparently DX Story doesn't capture the opening cutscenes for this, slash like the opening of the game before you hit the main menu, but when you first open the game it puts you through a 3 to 4 minute cutscene featuring this guy pissing on things and driving a car. It's not exactly the most enthralling of games. Now, this is Trapped Dead. I have no idea who made it, and I'm not particularly interested because it plays like a very mediocre version of Baldur's Gate, made from the perspective of someone who played maybe 5 minutes of Baldur's Gate and then decided to make a zombie game of it. The movement is slow. The cursor actually kind of has a bit of a delay to it, which is not exactly my favorite thing in the world. And I'm going to point something out here. The camera is fixed to the guy. The controls, it tells you to look around, you use the WASD to move the camera, which then once you've unlocked from the guy, then you can move it around. But normally, it then does not lock back onto the dude. It's not particularly what I would call a game-breaking thing, but it's kind of a pet peeve from the beginning. It's also trying for more of the motion comic feel, but oh, there's the first zombie.
Holy shit!
Well, the fact that I have to go down to the continue button is frustrating. Just let me click anywhere. And the door shuts, and convenient baseball bat. This is, I mean, it makes sense. Oh geez, that's my inventory. Oh, I have to click on the thing first to even wield it. That's frustrating. Really, Spider-Man reference? I feel like this is... How do I... Oh, you right-click to attack, and then you switch to auto-attack mode. Okay, so it's more just like RuneScape. I'm playing zombie RuneScape. This is wonderful. The one thing I do have to say, at least to somewhat of their credit, is the comics are illustrated at least halfway decently, which is not the biggest of things, but it's definitely not exactly what I would call a high priority. I would much rather have a functional and entertaining game than pretty. But maybe they're trying to go for more of the Left 4 Dead style, because they did have a number of things, illustrations like this. But I guess time to turn on the fuse and you can hear more zombies. Now, is there a way to rotate the camera? I have no idea. Well, let's go hit this zombie first. And then we will figure out the camera nonsense. Maybe it's Q and E, maybe I just... Oh, yeah, it's Q and E that rotates the camera. That's not terrible, at least it was fairly intuitive. But even then, not... I would much rather... Oh, and I guess you can hit the middle mouse button to rotate it as well. I came into this with a very negative impression, and I think I'm going to come out with an impression. Which, I mean, when you're starting low, going high is not the worst thing. Okay. Now, the one thing they don't necessarily explain thus far is whether or not these characters have seen zombies before, or if this guy just wandered into a gas station and is like, well, there's zombies, time to kill everything. And, I mean, when it comes down to it, that's not exactly the worst mentality to have, but at the same time, you know, maybe it's just some drunk people, and he's just murdering everyone. Who knows? Okay, there's the button. Oh, okay. So, unfortunately, the control scheme is a little inconsistent. My confusion there was brought on by... You have to left-click to move places. and right click to interact with things. Unless the thing isn't a zombie, and then it's left click again. And I'm supposed to do something with this truck? You lower the truck. I think this is going to be a case of I probably should read everything that comes through, but it's not giving me anything. Is this like run mode? Oh, that's neat. Oh, but you run out of energy, and it starts doing heartbeat stuff too, which is, I don't know. Okay. Oh, so I lower the truck and then go back to the car. That's okay. This is caps lock key switches to run. Okay. Inventory is I, and run. You fool. Wait, why can't I pan the camera? The camera is madly inconsistent. In that case, I was trying to... Yeah, I can't move it to the bottom any further than it is. Unless I, like, repeatedly bash my mouse into the top of the screen instead. Oh, nope, now it's back. That's...
No gas at this goddamn place, and Gerald's wound looks nasty. With some luck, you'll be able to reach the next town. Maybe someone there will be able to tell you what the hell is going on around here. Fortunately, there's a hospital not far away from here.
I'm speechless. This narration
what
is...
should have been a nice, relaxing ride to college ends up in disaster. A gas station
They
full of
couldn't get
cannibals
any more
and a
wooden
white one.
if they had found a narrator
Find a doctor in the next town.
as a tree. If they had made the narrator out of a tree, they could not get any more wooden than that. I'm speechless. That was the least enthusiastic narration I've ever heard. And I've seen indie games with decent narration. It can be done. Look at Thomas Was Alone. That was, well, your friend looks like he's in trouble. You better go off to the hospital and save him. Nobody's going to feel interested after that. I guess I just feel like this game is kind of trying to ride on the coattails of much more successful games and just...
hurry up, man! I'm bleeding to death!
Like, it feels like the friend is the only person that they actually hired a good voice actor for, and I'm getting the feeling I'm going to have to bash his head in with a baseball bat within, the next 3 minutes. Well, let's go find a doctor, except for all... Yep, and the camera's back to fixed on Slowski McGee. Let's run super awkwardly over here to the non-existent door. Okay, maybe it's further this direction. Nope. But I hear zombies. Okay. Oh, it's that door. So, okay, if you do roll your cursor over, it does give you the mouse thing in the corner and also highlights it in green, which is good. But, yeah, the main character's voice acting is wooden as all get out. The narrator's even worse. And why did I unequip my baseball bat? There are zombies all over the place, man. Just keep the bat out at all times and casually stroll up and just kind of whack them repeatedly. Like, if they wanted to have dialogue and narration, just keep it to text boxes if you're not going to have good voice acting. Because that was not impressive. Okay. And probably wants me to get... What? Oh. This is... The control scheme here is more than a little inconsistent. I was left clicking and the guy was just standing there contemplating doors. I'm going with Captain Mullet here has little comprehension of the world, and the reason why he doesn't understand anyone or anything is he woke up from cryogenic sleep, much like Captain America did after his... Okay. I got the... Oh, okay, so you can't bring the med pack back to him. You actually have to find a doctor. Well, considering I just bludgeoned the nurse to death, I don't think I'm going to have much more luck with anything. So I think I'm just going to go on a wild goose chase until I inevitably come back and murder my buddy. Wonderful. Oh. That's, that ain't gonna work. Let's keep going this way around the, well, past the poorly written help sign. And if I were going to write help, I would not write it on the wall on the inside of a building. I would probably write it on the outside. But then again, considering there's an ambulance crashed into a police car with another police car, I wouldn't bet on help in the slightest, and I'd probably spend my time a little bit more productively. Like running. Or barricading myself into a room and hoping for the best. Okay. Drag this... Oh no. Drag the ammunition onto the... Okay. It said drag the ammunition onto the gun to load it. Also, why is a manhole cover a safe spot? All your characters... What? Am I a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle? Is that what this is trying to imply?
Damn. Even more of these freaks. I'll try to sneak around them and find my way into the hospital.
Wow. Okay, F will bring the camera back to me. Okay, and if I drag my targeting reticle over the enemies, I can engage them all at once. So I assume I will start attacking, yep, in order. Well, considering I have little... Oh, poop. Okay. Wait. I'm dragging. This is... I'm not really... I'm dragging here. You guys can see I'm dragging. And instead he's going to get with the runny. Let's, oh dear. These controls are not intuitive for stressful situations, and I get the feeling this is... Well, I don't even get the feeling that this game's going to be particularly stressful. It's just going to be awkward and not particularly entertaining. But we'll see as we continue on. And I don't even know if they want me to run or just... Let's see how getting damage works in this game. Or if just baseball bats. Well, I guess there's some health loss. Wow. Apparently you can't target it at a zombie as it's standing up. That is some kind of special. And this guy has very little urgency to his actions. Like, yeah, I'll just wait here for a bit and then aim my gun at them casually and you know, I guess I have to manually click every time I want this guy to fire. This is an experience. Oh, guess I'm out of bullets. Time to get with the, Wow. That zombie, does not care that it was shot. I mean, lack of intelligence regardless. I think if you were a dumb feral zombie, you would at least have a general idea of, oh, you know, somebody's shooting at me. I should probably go hit them. See, I auto-attack with the baseball bat, though I think if I were a real person in that circumstance, I'd be a little bit more urgent with my baseball batting. Wait. Wow. The hit detection for the baseball bat. If you notice, the feet show up more often than the actual attack icon. This is probably going to result in like, oh great, he's just standing there. Well, I'm going to say this a lot while playing it, and you know what? No, I'm not. I'm not going to say that anymore while I play that, because I think I'm done. I think you've got the more or less gist of this game. Awkwardly programmed, awkwardly voice acted. I mean, don't even get me started on that again. And just really awkward to play. I applaud anybody that can actually make it through that game, because I would much rather play almost anything else than continue with that. And it's like, I could see it as somebody who really loves their zombie stuff, but I guess there's a multiplayer function too, but I think it all crashed. Wow. Yep. There's a land function to this. Okay, that's at least mildly reasonable. Of course, the game also chugs. Yeah, so if any of that got cut out while it was transferring between the multiplayer section or not, this game apparently does have a multiplayer section in the game, so you could play with buddies if you had friends masochistic enough to join you to play this, because but you know, maybe it's mildly more tolerable when you have several other people mashing the move and or attack buttons and hoping at least one of them will stick. So this has been Trapped Dead, and my verdict is don't buy it, don't play it, don't even look at it. Alright, see you guys later. Wanderbot out.